Gentleman from Texas may proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to address the House for 5 minutes.
Without objection.
Mr. Speaker, the world financial markets have been in chaos now for nearly a year and a half. The problems surrounding long-term capital investment is only one more item to add to the list. The entire process represents the unwinding of speculative investments encouraged by years of easy credit. By the way, long-term credit management isn't even an American corporation. It's registered in the Cayman Islands, I'm sure, for tax purposes. The mess we are witnessing in the world today was a predictable event. Artificially low interest rates and easy credit causes malinvestment, overcapacity, excessive borrowing, and uncontrolled speculation. We've had now for 27 years a world saturated with fiat currencies, and not one has had a definable unit of account. There have been no restraints on the world monetary managers to expand their money supplies, fix short-term interest rates, or deliberately debase their currency.
Gentleman from Texas, cease. The chair will remind all members that it is in disrespect to continue the conversations they are now engaged in, and would ask them to either take the conversations off the floor or cease the confrontations. Will the gentleman to the chair's right in the back of the hall please take their conversations off the floor?
Thank you.
The chair will not proceed until the House is quiet. Gentleman from Texas may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Although short-term benefits were enjoyed, it's clear now they were not worth the resulting chaos. We need not look for the cause which puts the dollar, our economy, and our financial markets at risk. The previous boom, supported by the illusion of wealth coming from money creation, is the cause of current world events, and it guarantees further unwinding of the speculative orgy of the past decades. This cannot be prevented. All that we can hope for is to not prolong the agony as our monetary and fiscal policies did in the U.S. in the 1930s, and as they are currently doing in Japan and elsewhere in the world. More Federal Reserve fixing of interest rates and credit expansion can hardly solve our problems when this has been precisely the cause of the mess in which we find ourselves. Price fixing of interest rates contradicts the basic tenets of capitalism. Let it no more be said that today's mess with financial markets is a result of capitalism's shortcomings. Nothing is further from the truth. Allowing the market to operate, even under today's dangerous conditions, is still the best option for dealing with hedge funds' gambling mistakes, both current and future. A Federal Reserve orchestrated an arm-twisting bailout of LTCM associated with less than a coincidentally announced credit expansion only puts long-term pressure on the dollar. All Americans suffer when the dollar is debased. Congress's responsibility is to the dollar and not foreign currencies, not foreign economies, or international hedge funds which get in over their heads. No amount of regulation could have prevented or in the future prevent the inevitable mistakes made in an economy that is misled by rigged interest rates or a money supply dictated by central planners in a fiat money system. Hedge fund operations, because they are international in scope, are impossible to regulate. And for the current ongoing crisis, it's too late anyway. Credit conditions that allow a company with less than $1 billion in capital to buy $100 billion worth of stock with borrowed money and manage $1.2 trillion worth of derivatives is about as classic an example as one could ever find of speculative excess brought on by easy credit. As long as capital is thought to come from a computer at the Federal Reserve and not from savings, the financial problems the world faces today will persist. Our problems today should not be used to justify a worldwide central bank as has been proposed. What we need is sound money without the central planning efforts of a Federal Reserve System fixing interest rates and regulating the money supply. Let's give freedom a chance. I yield back the balance of my time.